everybody, this is Bobby with bobbystamps.blogspot.com, and I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful fall card. I am in love with this card. This was, it's called Joseph's Coat, and this is, I saw this first done on Tammy White's YouTube, so I'm copying her, and then I'm copying Patty Bennett's. She just recently did watercoloring. I believe it was watercoloring, I can't remember now, to be honest with you, but she did the embossing folder, and it's kind of like her design, this embossing folder, and then the label, and the way that she laid her card out. So I'm kind of copying both of them. I'm sure you've heard of them, but I wanted to give them the credit because I'm kind of putting both their ideas together and cased both of their ideas in cards, I guess. So I think that's the right thing to do. If you find a card that you like and you know who the original person was that designed it, or where you saw the idea, give them credit. So credit is due there. So we will go ahead and get started on making this card. This is a card that we made at my card and coffee class today. So I have a lot of the pieces already cut out. We used the triple banner punch to cut out the little banner for our sentiment. I already have embossed, I don't know if you guys can see that, a piece of very vanilla cardstock, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I used the Woodland embossing folder to do that with. So we have that done. Our card base is Tangerine Tango. And then I just got a regular piece of very vanilla, just cut kind of largely, so that way we can do all of our colors. Our inks are going to be Delightful Dijon, Tangerine Tango, Cucumber Crush, and Early Espresso. And then you're going to need some clear embossing powder. And then I have the old type brayer. I don't have the new ones, so I'm going to use that one when we get ready to do our next step. The ribbon that we're going to use is the gold stitched ribbon, I think is what it's called. I'll have all of the supplies on my blog. And then we're also going to use the ribbon trio pack from the holiday catalog, and I went with the gold colored ribbon for that. We're also going to need our embossing buddy, your heat gun, heat tool, and then just a sponge, a light sponge, and you don't have to have that, but I choose to do that around the edge of my sentiment. And then you're going to need a sponge for the Cucumber Crush, and I have one there, and then I have one for my Tangerine Tango, and then I have one for my Delightful Dijon. So we'll just go ahead and get all of our inks opened up. And I usually either lay the sponge right in front of the color, or you can get them to set up like that. That's kind of nice too. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Cucumber Crush. And we're just going to randomly sponge on some colors on this. Okay, and then we'll go in with the Tangerine Tango and just kind of fill in all around where we just did the Cucumber Crush. And you don't have to be perfect on this. I mean, it's... And then I'm going to take my Delightful Dijon and just kind of go over the whole thing then with that color. And if you guys have not seen this technique before, prepare to have your mind blown, because I had not seen this, and I thought I'd watched almost all of Tammy's videos, and when she did this I was just like, oh my good gosh, I loved it. Okay, so we're gonna turn the heat tool on and just dry this just a bit. Okay, that should be good. And I did forget to mention the stamp sets that we're going to use. So we're going to get our images from the Vintage Leaves. And then we will also need Versamark. I always forget to say something at the beginning of these videos on what we need. I always forget something. Okay, so we'll grab our Versamark. And let me get some things out of our way. We're going to use this image out of the set. And then we're going to use the longer leaf out of there. And then we'll also be using the framelits here in just a minute, so we'll just set that right there. So we're just going to take a couple of blocks to put our images on. And then just ink it up really well. And I'm only going to do 2. And then you just want to make sure that you're leaving enough room for your framelits to fit around the images that we're doing. And I totally forgot, I even had the embossing buddy out and totally forgot. I always forget to use that. I have it and I forget to use it. Okay. And then you can't really see your image, but if you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see it. I'm going to, if I can see my other leaf, I'm afraid I got too close to the edge on that one, but I don't want to stamp on my other one either. So we'll just wait and see how it turns out, because I don't want to take the chance of stamping on top of the other one. So we'll just take the clear embossing powder, and we're just going to put it all over our images. And that's the good thing about this, is you can really see after you put the powder on where you have it. And if I have to go back, I have enough room right there that I can go back and use the same paper to stamp that. So we'll go ahead and turn the heat tool on again. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see there's a lot of powder right there. And if I would have used the embossing buddy, that would have really helped prevent that. So I'm just going to wipe that off really quick before we do our next step. Okay, so then the next step is we take Early Espresso and your brayer and you just ink it up, and then you just roll on top of that image. And look how pretty that is. I am in love with this. I just want to make all my cards like this now. Just all of them. And you can go as dark as you want. Oops. You can go as dark as you want. I turned it and went in different directions. So you just keep rolling. Like so. Okay. Just leave that like that. Let me wipe up my mess there where I slipped. Don't want to get that all over my cardstock. Okay. Now we're going to turn the heat tool on again because we want to dry that. I'm not going to dry it too much, just a little bit. And then I'm going to leave it set for just a minute. But we're going to take a paper towel. And then what you do is you just wipe away the excess. How cool is that? Now this right here where the excess embossing powder, I don't care about that because when we cut those out here in just a second, you're not even going to see it. So let me pause the video while I grab my Big Shot. Okay guys, so we're just going to put the correct framelit on the correct leaf. Just line them up. And see what I mean? It's just going to cut that off. So it doesn't matter that we messed up and got too much embossing powder right there. We would have used our embossing buddy. We would have been fine. And I would recommend to don't directly wipe that. You don't have to use the heat gun the second after you, the second time to dry after you put the early espresso on there. You can just let it dry for a few minutes. That's what I would do, but because of the video I wanted to speed it up really quick so we could just get the card made. So I would just kind of just wait just a few minutes. You don't have to wait very long at all. And let it dry. And then once that happens, then you can, but look at that, how pretty that is. I just love this technique. So let me move this out so you guys can get a clearer picture of it. There you go. How pretty is that? Can you see all the different colors on there? So pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm trying to find my wipe so I can wipe down the table. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close this up. And then the next thing we'll do is go ahead and, where we have our early espresso out, I'll lay this over there so I don't make a mess, is we will ink up our sentiment, which again I forgot to mention comes from the Sweet Saying stamp set. So let's just grab that out of there. And we'll just grab us a block, maybe, if I can find one. And then grab our banner. And I'm just going to ink this up in the early espresso. And then just make sure that you have your banner going in whatever direction you want it to go. There is no right or wrong way. And then we're just going to stamp that right in the center. Oh, I did it upside down. And that's what I mean. There's no wrong or right way. See how you can just flip it over and make it be right. Then we will take a sponge, and I like to go around the edge and just darken them up. Now if you really wanted your sentiment to go the other direction, or your banner, you could have just flipped it over and used that. But like I said, it doesn't matter what direction it goes, unless you're just particular. Okay, let me grab our card. We'll start assembling it. So just flip that over, like so. And then for the because this has been embossed, I'm going to use Fast Fuse. And I'm just going to do it just kind of right down the center. And then just maybe one strip there. You don't want to go out to the edge because, oops, before I do that, I almost did it wrong. Got to put a ribbon on. So, let's see. This is the right way. And I just kind of lined it up like so. And put our tape down. And then the same thing with the side. And then just put your piece of tape down. Then we can put it on our card base. Okay. Then once we have that done, we'll grab a couple of glue dots. And let's go ahead and put the sentiment on first, just so that way we know that we're not going to cover it up, because that leaf there is kind of long. So we'll just pop this up. on some glue dots. Or dimensionals, not glue dots. And then I'm just going to put it over in this corner about there. And then we can just see, now we'll make sure that our leaf is over top of it. Let's see how it looks if it goes this way. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to put a glue dot right about there. And then we'll just kind of, let's see. Before I put that one on, I'm going to put this one on, I think. So I'm going to put a glue dot there. I'm just going to kind of center it in the card, like so. And then we'll put this one right there, like that. I like how that looks. Then we'll grab our piece of ribbon to tie our bow with. Oops. And then we're just gonna even up the side a little bit. Pull it just a little bit more. We want it to not be so big. And I think this side needs to come in just a bit more. And I'm just gonna trim off my end pieces, like so. Put another glue dot right there, and then we'll just put that right in the center, and there you guys go, a cute fall card. So I'll have all the supplies listed on my blog. It's bobbystamps.blogspot.com, and thanks so much for stopping by, guys.